Alright guys, I know I haven't done a video in a while. My life has been a bit chaotic lately. I was about a week, actually like 2 weeks without a car. Not really without a car. We have two cars. I drive a van and my wife drives a Honda Accord. And my van was down. Had issues with the transmission and that made it quite difficult to source for my eBay business. Alright, in this video, I do have my first interview ever in relation to this channel, of course. Max from Paper Gold interviews me about a book that I sold, and that will be a little bit later. And I attempt to fix my van myself. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about mechanics. And I also go to the bins and acquire a few more books. Here we go. Okay, so here's the situation. About a bunch of things. Transmission fluid. About this thing. The washer. Unique pressure washer. Torque wrench. And this was the hardest piece. 10mm hex. So I ended up now recording the transmission oil change, which is not really a change, it's a drain and fill. Basically I took out the nut from the bottom, let it drain onto the black pan that I bought, closed it with a new washer. Then the same amount I took out, I added new back into the car. You see, there are different types of car guys. I do consider myself one, but I'm more of a car guy similar to Tyler from Hoovie's Garage, in the sense that I like cars, like certain cars that people don't typically like or care for, but I'm not very mechanically inclined, if at all. And this whole situation of me changing the transmission fluid, no matter how easy it looks and how simple it is, and it was, to me was kind of a tremendous accomplishment, even though it's easier than doing an oil change, which I've never done either. But so far, driving it feels like I solved the problem. I just gotta see how the car handles in the morning at cold start. Getting to the bins right now. I just got out of the bins and this is what I got. This one, I think this is the moneymaker. Mary Poppins. I always get a car manual, even though these cars don't break down. This one seems to be a good one. There were 2 sales of these. This one also. There was a few of these. They're like $10 to $15. Didn't find anything on this, but I took it anyways. 75 cents, you never know. Casino Accounting and Financial Management has got to be good. This one, now this one seems to be a pretty good sale also. Nothing on this one. Kinky Cosmo. By the way, after the transmission oil change, I think the car's better. I'm not 100% sure yet. Don't want to jinx it. Anyways, I only got a few books. There was a lot of other books there, but they were all like $10 profits. A lot of books that I usually pick up without really scanning. I didn't. I scanned them all before leaving. I left a bunch of books back that I didn't think was worth it. The pile I have of books to donate is so big now. AKA my pile of duds. I don't want to pile on to the current pile, but I have a good feeling about the books that I picked up. Even though I always do. I always have a good feeling, and a lot of books that I think is worth hundreds turn out to be worth maybe $20, $30, which is still pretty good. But, you know, let's see.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Max from Paper Gold and Common Ground Finds with another Paper Gold member win. Today, we are talking to Sam from Hollywood, Florida, on a book that he sold that I have questions on today. I know he sold it and he has questions on, so it's going to make for an interesting conversation. I'm going to tell Sam to tell us what he sold, and we'll get into it from there. So, Sam, welcome in.
Thank you.
Tell us what book you sold for $135.
Actually, I had it listed for $129, and I ran a sale. And the sale brought it down to $109.65, which was a 15.
Okay. I feel bad for you. I feel bad. You sold the book for $109. I feel bad. Tell us what book it was and where you found it and all that good stuff.
It's from the Listening Hills by Louis L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour, yeah, the Western writer.
Right. Funny story about that is that I had been going to the bins 3 times in a row. The first 2 times there were no books. I would leave and then come back. The third time, I asked the lady, "What's going on? Why is there no more books?" And she tells me,
Sam needs his books.
"Exactly, right?" And she tells me, "Oh, you got to come earlier." Then the fourth day, I go right as they were taking away the bins for the books, and I ran in and I started grabbing. I grabbed like 10 books, and that's one of them. I didn't even know what it was. As a matter of fact, I was gonna put it down because it kind of looked to me looked a little bit, fake leather, and
Right.
but I took it anyways.
Which it is. I mean, let's be clear. It is a leather. It's a leather. They call it leatherette. It's a faux leather.
Yeah, but it was
And
so
yeah,
nice looking that
yeah.
nice shape and everything, and it was like
Right.
it's got to be a value to it.
Well, here's the interesting thing for me on my end. I know why you grabbed it because it's a good looking book. It looks like it's leather, and of course, it may be an Easton Press or a Franklin Library. You're looking at it, but those books, Louis L'Amour, they tend to sell in lots or sets. A lot of 10 of those, a lot of 25, or what have you. You sold one copy for over $100, which I don't think that happens very often with the Louis L'Amour leatherettes. Do you have any explanation for that?
I don't. I listed. I thought I was listing it very high.
Okay.
My original price was going to be $49.95,
Okay.
and then I saw that I was planning on doing a sale, so I was like, bring it up, and if it doesn't sell in a month or two, I'll bring it down. And somebody placed an offer for 79 actually, and I ran with it, and go ahead, and I accepted $79.
That's amazing. So to me, maybe somebody needed that copy to complete whatever set they were building from the Louis L'Amour set, because you did get great money for that single book.
Yeah.
Now, did that make you want to go back and see if there were any more after you comped that out?
Yes, I did. I looked around. As a matter of fact, I went again yesterday, and I looked. They were also taking the bins away again, but I couldn't find anything similar to it.
Yeah, that leatherette set, and we'll have a picture of it. But that leatherette set, it's a common. I would call it a common. It's all over the place, but it's also a high demand common. So people do buy those Louis L'Amour books all the time. The interesting story here is you are a new bookseller. What you've been selling for about 6 months, I would say.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less than that. Yeah.
Okay. And the funny story is that I found you. You didn't find me. I saw you on your YouTube page, Sam Got Fired. So everybody check that out. Sam Got Fired on YouTube. And I tried to convince you, and it took me a couple conversations to get you into the book world and come into the Patreon group and try books. So what is your thought now, 4, 5, 6 months in? Because I know you've had a couple good sales recently too.
Yeah. Well, definitely books is the way to go, because if you look behind me, I have about 600 books in this small area, whereas I got another shelf twice as big behind the screen that I have about 30 items, and it covers the whole shelf. So books, not only it looks good, you could find it at either free or $1,
Right.
and the ones that don't sell, they could just stay there, and the ones that sell, like this one, which kind of amazed me. There are a few of those every once in a while, and it's an amazing thing to do, is just sell books. I had never thought of selling books before you reached out.
So you bought the book at the Goodwill bin. So what did you pay for the book? So some people may not have a Goodwill bins near them. So what did you pay?
Well, the funny thing is, I sold it for 79, and I bought it for 79 cents.
So you bought it for under $1 and you sold it for just about $80 on that. And this happens quite frequently. You can do this at the Goodwill bins. The Goodwill bins are an excellent source to find books. And I know that you've continued to do that. You like the Goodwill bins, you like garage sales, and so you've been doing very well. Any advice for people that are new, starting out, or struggling with what they're doing? Because before we talked, you were sort of an everything eBay seller, and now you've been converted almost into a full-time bookseller. Is there any advice you'd give to anybody?
Yeah, there's a popular saying that don't judge a book by its cover, and I do the opposite. I judge a book by its cover, and that's how I got this book. I usually look for like the 70s style looking books without barcodes, and I've had good luck with that. You see a lot of people scanning for Amazon books, and I get whatever they don't get.
Mhm.
You see all of them scanning, grabbing all the books, and then they leave behind all
With
the
books with
ones.
barcodes. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're looking now for the non-barcode books.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know you've had a couple of really good sales in the past. I know things are looking up for you. Um, I just want to say thank you for being a Paper Gold member and being a great source for people. They definitely enjoy your YouTube channel, which we'll link below. And I
Awesome.
thank you for your time today. And I'm sure I'll see you tonight on a Zoom call.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Bye bye.
Bye bye.